Hi guys, welcome to Dean's Den, brought to you by ExtremeCarCleaning.com. Hi guys, this is Dean from Extreme Car Cleaning. Tonight's podcast is going to cover how to get started as a professional detailer. The first thing you're going to need is a business plan. You need to decide whether your business is going to be mobile or whether it's going to be stationary, working out of either your residence or a commercial building. No matter what you decide to do, there's going to be different expenses that are involved with it. Now, I'm going to break down some of those expenses, but I'm not going to break down all of them. I covered that in another podcast. So basically, you're going to have some money. You'll need a bit of capital in order to start. Now, if you're doing it out of a vehicle, and you're doing it mobily, you need to figure out how much equipment you're going to need. Everything is out there. So you can go on the internet, you can find out the price of all your equipment. You can do all of this ahead of time. So you'll have a good idea of how much it's going to cost you to start up. That's a good place to start, because if you don't have an idea of how much things are going to cost, you're going to run into all kinds of problems. Most of the successful detailers that I know started off as full-time employees at another job, started doing detailing part-time, and then went full-time. The best advice I can give to you, while you're working your full-time job, start putting away some of that money to put into your business. Now, it took me 3 years to build up my business to the point where I felt confident enough to walk away from my full-time job. I know that sounds like a lot, but my situation is different than other people's. When you have a family and they're counting on that paycheck coming in every single week, and you have young children, you're in a different position than somebody that's living at home with their parents. If you're living at home with your parents, your situation is going to be totally different. Either way, you're going to need some capital. So you want to do some research, find out what your equipment is going to cost you to get started, see what your products are going to cost you, and have a good idea of the supplies, products, and equipment you are going to require to do the job. That's a good start. The next thing you want to do, if you're going to go full-time, is register your business with the CRA. The reason that's so important is because without that, you can't go and open up a business account at the bank. Now, you can do it with a personal account. You can have a personal account, put your money in there, and have all your customers write the check out to you and have the company in your name. If you want to just have it as your name, that's up to you. But if you want to have your business name on the bank account, then you're going to have to register with the CRA, or else the bank will not give you an account with that name. Next thing you want to cover too, if you're doing this full time, you want to have business insurance. All right, it's important, because if somebody's coming on your property, or you're going on somebody else's property, and say somebody slips and falls, they could sue you personally and you're going to lose everything. So it's always good to have business insurance for that reason, for liability. Once you've got your business insurance, the next thing you want to look after is setting up your Facebook page. Now, you're going to want it to look professional, and you're going to want to update it daily, if not at least every week. You have to keep it current. You have to update it with the seasons. You have to update it every month. It's important. It's very, very important you update it. And the final thing you want to do is get yourself a website. Now, the website needs to look professional. In my case, what I did was I actually hired somebody to do my website. And it's not static. It flows nicely. It's got a lot of stuff going on. It's interesting to look at. And that's what the customers are telling me. That's not my own opinion. The thing is, if you have just a static page up there, it doesn't look high-end. If you want to go full-time, you want to be grabbing the high-end customers. And I'm telling you right now, that's the way to go. You're going to want the doctors, the lawyers. You're going to want the accountants. You're going to want people that an economic downturn does not affect. They're going to continue to work. So you want to be at a professional level and have a professional image. Another thing that helps too is YouTube. All right. If you do videos on YouTube to show your customers exactly what you're doing, YouTube can be an excellent tool for giving your customers an idea of the level of work that you do. It's important, because if the customer sees how you're cleaning the car and the equipment you're using, the shop you have, if they see the rig you have, if you're mobile, if they see these things, they recognize it, and then they feel more comfortable coming to you. A lot of my customers, as soon as they come here and they see the shop, there's a look on their face. You can tell they're relieved because they found the right place. Same with your truck. If your truck pulls up and there's videos with your truck in it, and they see that truck, then you know, okay, right away, my guy's here to do my car. You want that recognition when you go to the customer comes to you. You want to start that relationship off, because you want the customer to come back to you for all their needs for their car. So that way there, if they need a wax job, they want a ceramic coating, there's a lot of car owners that'll come to you and want you to do a maintenance wash once a month. If you've cleaned the car, realistically, that car is going to be very easy for you to maintain because you know the car, you put all the work into it, the protectants that you put on there make it a lot easier to clean it. So for you to maintain that car once a month should be fairly easy, and it's easy money. Plus, you're building up that relationship with the customer, and the more times a customer comes to you, the more the customer is going to be referring others to come to you as well. So when you make that transition from a part-time detailing job to a full-time career as a detailer, these are the steps you should follow. It will help you. There's a lot more things you can do. What I would strongly recommend is you get out there, go on YouTube, branch out, go into the detailing groups, and get as much information as you possibly can. There's a lot of fantastic people out there that are a lot more successful than I am. They have a lot of knowledge. They've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this 30 years, and I'm still learning. This is a field where you continuously learn, get as much information as you possibly can so that you can provide the very best service to your customer. I have customers that drive 4 hours to come to my shop. So I'm just telling you, once you make that connection with the customer, it's a very strong bond. Be honest with your customer and follow these steps, and you should be successful. Other people have done this and done very, very well for themselves. Follow these simple steps, and it'll be very helpful in the future. Thanks for tuning into Dean's Den, and I'll see you next time. Brought to you by ExtremeCarCleaning.com.